Hi, and welcome to ScatersLandingTV.com. I'm your host, Chris Bartlett. We are lucky enough to do yet another segment with Del Arbour, who's being extremely generous with her time and her talent. Del, I'm thrilled to be here with you.
I'm thrilled that you're here.
Cool. Well, we're going to talk about something that we didn't cover, which is we showed you in another segment about the first glide, my first skating dress, how to get that first dress for a value that looks good, fits well, and performs well. We moved up a little bit to that in-betweeny. That's the ready to compete off the rack, kind of hot, cool dress that's covered with beads and the Swarovski crystals. Now Del's going to tell you how you step it up another notch, meaning maybe now I'm going to my first regionals. Maybe this is my first big breakout performance, my first big event. I need a custom dress. I've got a very specific piece of music. I'm going to be in the annual show and I got to skate to, you know, something very ethnic or something from a musical. This is the lady that I think she takes the music, right? And somehow in this lovely brain up here, things like this appear. So Del's going to tell us about it because actually I'm dying to know in all these years. I actually never asked her this. So thanks, Del.
Well, I'd love to share this with you all because I love this part best of all. I love to create. What happens is you get to a certain level and now you need a special dress. This is your first time competing,
right,
other than basic skills and so forth. So what we tell everyone is we can take a stock dress and embellish it and it'll work out fine. We can take a stock dress and fine tune it, maybe change the skirt or whatever, put sleeves on it to make it more personalized,
right,
more customized for your desire and your music. And what I like to do is listen to the music, and thank goodness I have been very fortunate to listen to music and I can more or less see the dress.
That's cool,
So,
Del. That's
yeah.
That's you know what? That's her gift right there. I would think that's got to
It
be
is a gift.
probably one of the more exciting things. I don't
It's
care if you sell
absolutely.
14 million dresses a year.
Yeah.
Just that part alone is just such an exciting place.
It's a fantastic feeling, and I get goosebumps and everything else because
Del.
it's just so great. And I cry some of the music. So,
It's
but
moving
yeah,
stuff.
it's unbelievable. And sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it takes
Yeah.
a while to hit it right. But I like to design a dress that is the skater's personality, as well as definitely fitting the music. We are creating. We're the icing on the cake. We are doing a. We're the last thing. In
You're
other
pulling
words,
the recipe together, the skater,
it's like
the
a
music.
canvas. I've used this so many times, but it's a canvas. The ice is a canvas, and the skater with the dress goes with the music, goes with the level of the skater. So the whole package is there. It's one beautiful thing to watch.
That's
So
great. That's great.
listening to the music and seeing the dress for what it has to do. These are some of the things. These were used. These are prototypes used for synchro, and
Yeah, I mean, and you guys should see these things up close and
yeah.
personal.
The beadwork and so
Yeah,
forth.
this is pretty fascinating stuff.
Just
I mean,
absolutely
I don't know how you
gorgeous
guys do it. It's
chiffon.
amazing. But
But this is so much fun to do.
That's
It's-
cool.
It's so great to see it on the ice.
yeah,
And this is another.
nice.
I mean,
nice.
we do. I don't know how many different. Whatever comes into
Now, how do
it.
you feel about white? I know people,
Love
a lot of
white on
people
the
think
ice.
white is
Love white on
difficult
the
to
ice.
work with,
Depends
but
on the skater.
you really embrace white. I've always noticed that with
White
Del.
is great.
Yeah?
It two things. It works. If you're a little on the heavy side, the white works great because you blend into the ice. So it's not.
That's a great tip.
Okay.
You know what? I'm a coach who did not know that, so
Yeah.
that's a
But
great tip,
if you're
Del.
using white, make sure you do a lot of beading on it.
Okay.
Okay. And so it'll pop. Okay.
Yep.
Otherwise, it'll die.
Okay, so it
Okay?
needs something, white needs to get dressed up, is what
Absolutely.
you're saying.
It needs maybe a color on it
Okay.
somehow, or
Pattern or something.
or a design,
Okay.
bead design, something. But it needs to.
Great.
to do
So
it
you know what? Remember that out there.
Okay.
You can work with white.
Oh,
At
yeah,
least
white
according
is
to Del
great.
Arbour, white's
It's a
great.
great trick because remember, if you're in black, you are silhouetted against that white ice. So you better have a good body.
Got it. Got it. These are great points. Wow, Del.
Yeah.
I'm
This-
always learning from you.
This is an example of a synchro dress for a level. I believe this was a novice, where you cannot put any beads on it.
Oh, so they can't have beads in
They
synchro
cannot have
at that level.
At that level, just
Okay.
junior and senior. And I have to tell you, I saw this skate just at Nationals, Synchro Nationals.
Last week.
It was spectacular.
Okay, great.
It just, something about this dress was just absolutely super.
So now it's the longer dress, and notice there's a longer
Yeah.
skirt here. If you guys are in freestyle or your kid's a free skater, you're probably not seeing a dress this length. That's more typical with the synchro?
Yeah, most of the synchro is dance length.
Okay, so synchro
Or
and dance
it
have a little
varies,
bit more,
you know,
okay.
if like this is shorter in the front, longer in the back, you know. It just depends on what we're trying to create.
But generally longer when we're talking
It's generally
synchro, longer when we're talking about
It's generally
dance.
about maybe an inch and a half above the front, top of the knee in the front and to the middle of the knee in the back. That's the rule.
Great.
that
Now,
you have to follow.
so if I'm going to come in and get a Del Arbour, you know, a design, a custom, what kind of time frame am I usually talking about?
Depends when you hit us.
This is an important fact, so fasten your seatbelts for this one, probably.
We've turned, I hate to say it, don't think this is going to happen, but we've turned around in 24 hours.
Del Arbour, 24 hours.
But
That's like a drive-through custom dress.
We don't want to do that, okay? For one special customer, we had to do that.
Wow.
But generally, we say 2 to 4 weeks. And it depends. If you're really bogged down, I know what happens in skating. All of a sudden, you find out you're going to do this competition or you're going to do a test. You need it right away.
Yeah.
And we can do it for you. But we like 2 to 4 weeks.
2 to 4. And you know what, moms out there, when someone in business says 2 to 4, think 4, okay? Because I sell ice skates, and I tell people 4 to 6. Think the longer side and be pleasantly surprised when it's earlier. Because there's nothing worse than getting that phone call on day 13.
Oh, you can't do
You're
that.
hustling, you're backed up, you're jammed, you got somebody else's project ahead. Plan for your child. I mean, quite frankly, you know, plan 8 weeks out. If you
That's
fail to plan, it really should not become a big duress on our behalf. I'll tell you, at Skaters Landing, and I know from Dell because I've worked with her, you know, we do our best, but you know, we are human, and there is a limit. I hate that there's only 24 hours in the day, but there is only 24 hours in the day. I actually am going to go a little longer here because you've got one story that I remember. I think this was from last year or the year before. Somebody arrived at a Skate America or some big international competition with a dress problem, and you made something for them. Is it like Kimmy Meisner or somebody? Or
Oh, that was Kimmy.
Okay,
Yeah,
so what
she
was that
in
story?
Paris
Okay,
doing Grand Prix.
Grand Prix. A
And
couple years ago?
they lost her luggage.
Lost luggage.
And we got a call from her agent, and we shipped out, I don't know how many dresses to her. of which
Like
one
overnight,
which-
just zip over to
overnight
France?
Paris, yeah.
Air France, here we
All
come.
beaded, everything was beaded, everything.
Wow,
Yeah.
and so she ended up choosing
Yeah,
one, and
yeah,
that's what she
yeah,
could be doing?
yeah.
That was pretty special. So a little word to the wise, so should the skaters be having that dress in their carry-on? I mean, is that-
I would definitely carry
That
it
sound like
with
it.
me at all times.
Yeah.
I would not take a chance.
I mean, back in the day, we carried our ice skates on board,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
you know, when you
Yeah.
check luggage in,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, I would-
beware.
I would definitely, that's one of the things I would
Things can happen.
make sure you have.
Great.
Very
Well,
important. Okay.
Dal has given us some great information. I love her information. I'm crazy about the costumes. I love that she thinks of it as the canvas, and I'm actually going to steal that a little because I talk about the fact that our skates are our only tool. We need a pair of skates, right? So if I'm on the canvas, I'm painting that canvas from the bottom up with my feet and putting some nice frosting on up top. So
Yeah, we just
for
lost
Skaters
that one.
Landing TV, we have just had a blackout at Del Arbour. See you next time.